Hi again guys, and welcome to another requested top speed build for Forza Horizon 3, and this time we're tuning up a car which you might not typically think of for top end speed. Rally based vehicles don't tend to have amazing top speeds because they don't need to. On some games though, you can tune them to have pretty great top speeds, sometimes even surprisingly good, and I would say that this is a surprisingly good one. The MG Metro 6R4 famously shares its engine with the Jaguar XJ220, which is kind of a crazy thought, but this is actually a radically different tune, depending on whether you do it to the normal 6R4 or the Horizon edition. And it's kind of strange because all of the settings are exactly the same, but for some reason the two cars have very different performance. Now I'll show you this tune first of all on the normal version, and then I'll show you the performance comparison on the Horizon version. But as I said, both cars are using the same parts and the same tuning, and although it does vary sometimes, like the Horizon Supra for instance can have the 1500 horsepower V12, so of course that makes a difference, but that's different. This car has the same everything basically, so it's kind of weird. Now I would recommend having the V8 engine conversion, which gives you the full 1000 horsepower potential. Of course you want all-wheel drive, as all of my tunes do if they can have it. Of course you don't have to fit it, but I would recommend it for a super short wheelbase lightweight car, or relatively lightweight. And then for the rest, you know the drill. Increase the power, lower the weight. As a general rule, fit everything to the car with race or racing in the title. Now as far as the tune goes, this is where it differs, specifically with the benchmark, because this car does 0 to 60 in 2.5, 0 to 100 in 4.7, and basically tops out at 227 miles per hour, at least according to the benchmark. I'll show you in just a second though how different the Horizon edition is. It's significantly different, and not just for top speed. The 0 to 100 is a massive difference. A strange one. Now for the gearbox, which again is exactly the same on both cars, I would recommend the lowest final drive, then individual gears of 3.2, 2.2, 165, 127 and 1. Then for alignment, as I often do, we've got neutral camber and toe with 4 degrees of caster, anti-roll we've rounded off to 10 and 15, springs on as low as possible on the front, then 60 with the highest ride height. You don't necessarily have to have that, I just like the look. For dampers we've got those on 6, 7 and then the lowest possible for bump stiffness. Aero as low as possible of course for top speed, and for the diff 100% on acceleration, 0 on decel, though for a vehicle like this you might want to play around with those settings and have something a little bit different, and a 75% split in favour of the back end, but again you'll probably want to change that based on personal driving style. A super short car with a huge amount of power can get leery. So, that is the tune and that's the performance. Now just before we take it out on the road, I'll show you the comparison between the two cars, because it's kind of crazy. Now, if I can find it here, the Horizon Edition, which also incidentally has a slightly higher class level at 996, but the exact same specs basically, and look at the difference in performance. The 0 to 60 is around 2 seconds slower. Over 2 seconds slower. The 0 to 100 is more than twice the time. The other car did it in, what was it, 4.8 or something? This does it in 10.4. But the top speed is 10 miles per hour higher. Such a crazy difference between the two. Now, as you can see, the gearbox is exactly the same. The alignment is the same. The anti-roll, I believe, if memory serves, is the same. Springs, even, are the same. Dampers, aero, brakes, and the diff. They're all exactly the same, but you get totally different results. Now with that being said, let's take the Horizon Edition out on the road to see what that acceleration feels like and if it can reach that better top-end speed. Now as you can see from the launch and the acceleration time on the Horizon Edition, which I'm driving here, it's very clear that it must just be a glitch in the system. In a similar way to the Mercury Coupe, which does 0 to 60 apparently, or 0 to 100 I should say, in 2.2 seconds, which of course it doesn't. Likewise, this car does not take anywhere near 10 seconds to get to 100 miles per hour, so thankfully It's just a glitch, basically, and it is the quicker of the two. The top speed is higher, you can even get it up around 237, which is very high for a rally car, and overall, if you get the chance to get the Horizon Edition, yeah, definitely use it. But both cars are quick, and of course, if you enjoyed using this tune, there are plenty more to check out on the channel. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.